I'm very pleased to welcome you to this most recent British Columbia Choral Federation presentation on repertoire for children's choirs. And so with that said, I will hand you over to our fearless leader for this evening, our director, Nina Horvath.
Hi, Willie. Thank you so much. As he said, my name is Nina Horvath, and in my day job, I am the executive director for the Vancouver Bach Choir, and so we host 7 different children's choirs. And I'm also the chair for the children's committee for the BC Choral Federation board, so I get to lead the show tonight. A couple little housekeeping details. I think we are all very intimately familiar with Zoom these days. But as you can see, this meeting is being recorded and we will circulate that to people after the fact. Please do keep yourself on mute during the meeting so that we don't have too much interference. And if you do have questions, the best way to have them be seen or heard is going to be to throw them up in the chat. And we'll have a few minutes at the end of the session as well to have some questions and to maybe actually have people chime in. So the order for tonight is that we're going to have our presenters go first and delight you with their choices for choral music for children's choirs that they've found to be really successful with their own groups. And then at the second half, we will have some time for breakout rooms where you can all chat together and share your own ideas, because we know that you all have brilliant ideas for repertoire. And I mean, I don't know about you, but the most fun part for me is learning about new pieces and getting excited to try those with your own groups. So without further ado, we'll just go right ahead. And our first presenter today will be Marta Ziegers.
Good evening. I'm Marta. I live in Kimberley, BC, which is in the southeast corner of the province. And I direct, well, not currently, a North Star Singers, which is children's choir. I had a 5 to 7-year-olds and 8 to 12-year-olds. And the 2 pieces that I brought for you tonight, oh, I also have an adult community choir, but here we go with the kids. The 2 pieces I picked to tell you about tonight, I had a lot of success with the youngest group, these 5, 6, 7-year-olds. It's maybe their first time in choir or singing in a group setting. And I love them to pieces. They have so much fun. We play tons and tons of games. And the first piece I'd like to share with you is one from my childhood. Aren't they really fantastic? When we were kids, had the cassette in the car of Charlotte Diamond. So Donnez-moi la main is a piece that's written by translated and transcribed into by Charlotte Diamond, children's entertainer. And I used this, I had a little kid who was first language was French, as I'm sure many of us have. And I wanted to give that child an opportunity to really shine and show what they were doing. So we did both. I don't know if I can type and talk at the same time. We did verses in both English and French, and we were able to tie the language together using lots of gesture with those little guys too. And they managed it beautifully. And I don't know, Nina, if you have that audio. I'm not certain about the choral quality of that link that I had sent in, but did you want to play a little bit?
Yes, okay. The Charlotte Diamond one you'd like to
hear.
Great, let's have a listen.
Let's have a little listen.
Je dis toutes mes pensées. Elle prend le temps de s'arrêter, le temps de m'aider.
So there's a little snippet of that. it's a very, very sweet song, and it tied into one of the messages that I give to those little guys, that we're a really fantastic team here, and if you ever need something, I'm here, take my hand, you know. So we played with that a lot, and it was super fun. All right, tucking along, I'm going to give you a Nova Scotia composer, Donna Rodenizer, with a song called I Need a Home for My Dinosaur. So this is currently on the Royal Conservatory of Music preparatory list, and it's also available on a website that I highly, highly encourage you. I'll talk about the song first. So I need a home for my dinosaur. I need it right away. I need a home for my dinosaur. My mom wants to give it away. And it was super fun again for those 5 to 7-year-olds. We ended up with dinosaur animals at our festival performance that was super duper fun. It's sitting right within an octave. It has silly, silly verses. Do you want to play a little bit of it, please, Nina? Oh, we got 8 bars.
I need a home for my dinosaur. I need it right away. I need a home for my dinosaur. My mom wants to give him away. I gave him some cornflakes for breakfast in a china bowl with a spoon. He sure did love those cornflakes, but he also ate the spoon.
So that's a lot of fun. There's a verse that she wants to let the sister go play in the dinosaur pen, but then she'd probably eat him and then she'd be in trouble again. It is really fun, and it ends with a little spoken, anyone want a dinosaur cheap? And it's just fun. It's super duper duper. So the place that you can find that, it'll be in the list, is a lady out of Ontario region, Nikki Loney, has a company called Full Voice Music, and there are a ton of resources there, from song sheets that are available like that. They're reproducible masters, so you pay one time and go ahead, print it for your, thank you, print it for your choir as long as you need to. She has freebie Fridays where there's exercises that are really, really fantastic. And I use it with the choir kids, my private students, and I even pull things in with my adults too, because it just ties together and it's super duper fun. So I really, really encourage you to do that. Jackie, I'm glad that you're using them too. I've really had a great time using them. So thanks everybody. I can't wait to hear the other things.
Thanks so much, Marta. That's a great way to start with the absolute youngest ones. We will go straight ahead here, and I'll just say for my presenters, I can't really hear you speak when I have the music sample playing. So if you just, give me a good cutoff or whatever, then I'll know to stop playing the examples. So we'll go ahead with Frances.
Hello, I am Frances Chaisson, and I'm in Kelowna, BC. And I conduct a number of choirs here, including Okanagan Children's Choir, which is an auditioned group for grades 4 to 7. And also I have a church children's choir as well. So just to come y'all and sing. So I've brought 2 pieces. The first is called Take to the Sky, which is by Paul Jarman. Paul Jarman is an Australian composer, and he has a wealth of music available for y'all. He has it all on his, all of his pieces are available on his website. Here it comes. Oh, that's not the one. That's the other one there, Nina. So Take to the Sky is a piece that talks about the history of flight. And so I use this as I wanted a piece that I could use a choreographer to come in and do some serious work on and create some sort of a piece that would really be a bulk in our concert. It's not really long, but so Take to the Sky is part of a song cycle called Flight. And so there's 4 songs in this song cycle, and I just did the one. And so my kids were able to move around and act out so that they were flying. And then also there's a section in the middle that's all introducing various different originators of flight who have experimented in different ways. So it gave us some ways to do some solos in the middle, but it also gave us a chance to do some research about these different people who tried flight in crazy ways, like jumping off church towers and all these kinds of crazy things. So I'll let Nina play a little bit of that. I'll get you just to forward a little bit, Nina, to see if you can find the refrain where it's in 2 parts so you can hear that. So warm, nice, easy harmonies for 2-part singing. And then the other thing was, I was going to say about this, that lots of Jarman's music are things that you could use in as part of curriculum. Lots of historical topics that he uses in his music, and just some really great music in there. Another piece of his that I'll just mention is called Towards Infinity. Listen to that one, it's beautiful as well. And then my other piece is called I Want to Sing, and this is by Richard McKee, and he's an American music educator. And he publishes under the company name of Cosmic Possum Music, which I think is entertaining. This piece is 2-part, but has an optional 4-part section in the middle. But the nice thing about the 4-part section, it's really 4 partner songs, 4 melodies that are quite independent. So even if you have a choir that's really solid singing 2 parts, it's a really lovely way to introduce 4 parts to them by sticking them in 4 corners of your room. Once you're able to do that and sing in the same space, but they're able to get the 4 parts even when they're just a 2-part choir normally. So go ahead, Nina, a little bit of I Want to Sing.
I want the world to hear my song. I want to sing, I've got to sing. I want the world to hear my song. I want to sing a song of hope and freedom. I want to sing my song. I want to sing my song. I want to sing a song of hope and freedom. I want to sing my song. I want to sing my song. I want to sing my song. I've got a song that's way deep inside me. I've got a song that I just cannot hide. I want to sing. I want to sing. I want the world to hear my song. I want to sing.
Thanks, Nina. So those are my 2 pieces. There you go.
Thank you, Frances. That was great. I like the piano part on that one too. It's fun. Okay, we're going to move on, and Fiona Blackburn is up next.
Hi there, everybody. I'm going to stand up because there's something weird about singing and talking to everybody who's seated, and because I'm going to sing to you. But before I give you my 2 pieces, I just wanted to give you a few ideas of, and I'll check the time, so I'll try to keep it in 5 minutes. Criteria for why I would choose a particular piece. And of course, the first thing is that it's all in a healthy range for the kids. Oh, I forgot to tell you who I work with. British Columbia Girls Choir, where we go all the way from grade 1 to grade 12. But the two pieces that I've chosen are really for, I would say, 10 to 16-year-olds. However, if I forget to tell you, the two pieces also are well loved by those who are older. So I look for pieces, first of all, in that beautiful, healthy range, which is why the two pieces I've chosen are in 2 parts rather than 3 or 4, because I found that even the 14, 15-year-olds, if we put them in 3 parts and they're down there grumbling around middle C, it's just not going to build their technique. So I look for that. Opportunities for building vocal and musical aspects, at least a couple in each piece, that has significant text and explore languages. So one of those that I've chosen has that as well. And this is, I think, really important for us because of our music budgets, that we choose something that we know is not going to sit in our library. So the pieces that I've chosen are both over 25 years old, but I brought them back, I guess every generation, every 5 or 6 years that I've had the kids, a new crop of little widgies, then it's time to introduce those pieces again. So I would say timely pieces. Excuse me, and I'm going to sing. We'll see. So I'll go straight to it. You may have done these, but if you're like me, you forget sometimes, unless you're very, very organized, like somebody like Diana, who's really organized about what they do. And I think, oh, I haven't done that piece in a while. So perhaps I'm awakening something that you've done before or even have the music for, or perhaps it's something that you've maybe heard of but have not done. So the first one fits a number of these criteria that I've just laid out for you, and that is Al Shlosha Devarim, that was first published in 1995. It is beautiful. It's got a world interfaith message. The language of Hebrew is beautiful for the children to sing in, and it's just beautiful for phrasing, for legato line. So I'm going to sing it for you. I should have warmed up. Gosh, that would have been good, huh? But I'll show you what I use for gesture. Willie, you're laughing at me, I can tell. Because I'm finding now more and more that I'm working with kids that if you add the gesture, it's so significant and they sing better. So, so this is what I do. And if you want me to, well, you'll see this all recorded, but if you have any questions, just email me. So the way I would teach this is gesture first, and to tell the children what we're doing. I would say the world, and do it with me if you want. The world is sustained by 3 things: by truth, by justice, and by peace. And really, it's a grand partner song. So the first part is, sing along if you know this. Al Shlosha Devarim ha'olam kayam. Al Shlosha Devarim ha'olam kayam. The second part is, Al ha'emet ve'al ha'adin ve'al ha'shalom ha'shalom. Al ha'emet ve'al ha'adin ve'al ha'shalom ha'shalom. And that's the whole thing. So when you put those 2 melodies on top of each other, it creates the most beautiful harmony. And it's got, of course, the key change into the brighter key, which is just beautiful. I've just taught that in a 90-minute workshop, and the girls really got it. And then you can get into questions like, Okay, well, truth and peace. Can somebody give me a word for justice? What is justice? And boy, was that ever interesting. And this is grades 4 to 6, 4 to 7. What is justice for them? So that fits a whole bunch of my criteria. And the next one is, I'll be real fast. Eyes the Bai Govadas, who has unfortunately passed away. I don't know, Willie, how long ago did he die? I think he died of cancer, and I couldn't find out. So this piece takes the altos way up above the sopranos to high Gs. So I don't even say alto. They're just 2 parts. It's in the sweet spot. You can teach articulation and dynamics and what else? 2 against 3, all of those things. It's fun. And if you look at the video of this audio recording, this is from the Birrelly Voices of Australia, and you'll see that they're alumni singers in the background who must be pushing 20 years old, are just as having just as much a fun time as the young ones are. In fact, my grades 11s and 12s chose this as one of their favorite pieces, but it works for 10-year-olds as well. So I will leave you all with those 2 pieces, and let's go out with a little bit of the Birrelly Voices. You have to have a good accompanist for this one, though. Thanks, Nina. Thanks, everybody.
Eyes abide the builds a boat, and eyes abide the sails her. Eyes abide the catches a fish and takes them home to Liza. If your partner Sally to board, if your partner Sally run, full goes filling in Morton's harbor all around the circle.
Thanks, Fiona. And as I remember, this piece even there's an optional piano duet part in it too. Because I think we did it with Bach Choir a couple years ago, and I made a little cameo and came and did the duet part, which was really fun. Thank you, Fiona. And next we have Brenda.
Hi, my name is Brenda Doritzy. I've recently retired from being an elementary music specialist, and the pieces I've chosen were used first for a Pretty Planet theme with my primary and intermediate choirs, and then were used yearly for the next 20 years as the songs that the whole student body sang at our Earth Day assembly. Both songs have lovely accompaniment, memorable lyrics, and when the K to 6 students, 300 plus, would get together to sing these songs, putting their hearts and souls into it, the teachers would tear up. Students requested to sing these songs throughout the year, and former students, now adults, still remember and love them. The songs are My World by Ruth Elaine Schramm, written in 1999, unison, but I've also found a 2-part arrangement of it, and Room to Grow by Sally Albrecht and Jay Althouse, written in 1998, 2-part with an optional 3rd part for harmony. So I'll let Nina put on maybe My World first. Thanks, Nina.
My world
Is that good, Brenda? Or did you want to hear more of
Sure,
it?
sure. Yeah, that's fine. In room to grow.
Sure. Wait.
I am like a tree, and a tree is just like me, spreading our limbs, reaching for the sun.
Yes, I am like a tree, and a tree is just like me, growing our roots. We've just begun.
For we all need room to grow. We want the world to know that life is precious, ocean, land, and sky. Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Brenda. Okay, Susan, Kitty is our next.
Hello everyone, I'm Susan Kitty and I'm an elementary music teacher in Coquitlam School District and I direct the Nesta Intermediate Choir. And we're working online right now, we're having quite a lot of fun doing choir a different way to in person. My choir and I are presently meeting for about half an hour a week and we meet early. So 15 minutes beforehand, social time and stuff like that, and then 15 minutes after our practice. And the kids love the trivia questions. This week's trivia questions were on May the 4th be with you. So they had a lot of fun with that. My first tried and true piece is Wish for Peace by Denise Gagne and Craig Cassills. And as you know, Denise Gagne is a Canadian music specialist famous for her online music education website, Music Play Online. And Craig Cassills is also a Canadian music educator and arranger. So the original title of A Wish for Peace was A Christmas Wish. And it's part of the Theme and Variations collection, Happy Holidays. On there. A teacher in BC changed 3 words of the song and used it for their Remembrance Day Assembly performance as a peace song. And she changed the words from this Christmas time to all these things. And so now it can be used any time of year. So I found this song on YouTube and really liked the beautiful performance of it by the grade 5-6 choir at York House School at their Remembrance Day Assembly in 2015. It's for 2-part treble voices with piano accompaniment and optional flute. And I like this piece because it has a beautiful message of a wish for all the world to live in harmony, peace, and love. It has a lyrical melody and is in a perfect key for elementary students of F major. It is a great piece for teaching students to sing in harmony, as it has unison singing, imitative singing, and 2-part singing all in one song. And there is an opportunity to teach tall vowels, beautiful tone quality, shaping of the melodic line, dynamic contrast, breath control, and staggered breathing. The students enjoy the lyrical simplicity of the melody, singing on the vowel R, they love that, with a fuller tone. It gets to be the louder part of the piece, and also singing in harmony. The message and beauty of the song melts the audience's hearts and leads to requests to sing this song again in the next choir concert. I've had that happen several times, and so they've said, oh, can you sing, you sang it at Remembrance Day Assembly, can you sing that at Christmas? Oh, sure, we'll do that. So could you play the opening of that?
When I look into the sky at night and see the stars above,
The second song is Pakari Kariana, with words and music by Pauere Tomoana and arranged by Mark O'Leary, who is an Australian children's choir director. It's for two-part treble voices with piano or guitar and optional flutes, 2 of them. So I grew up singing this very famous Maori love song in my native New Zealand, so it is a true favourite of mine. The famous New Zealand opera singer Kuri Te Kanawa always sang it at the end of her international outdoor concerts, and it is the last song on my CD, Memories of Prague, and like Kuri Te Kanawa, I sing it a cappella. The story is, and it's like a Maori legend or myth, which is really interesting. The song is coming from the the myth is coming from the Te Aurara tribe of New Zealand, and it's about Hinamoa, a Maori princess who is in love with a commoner, the warrior Tutaneki, and despite the disapproval of her parents, Hinamoa swims to Tutaneki's island in Lake Rotorua one night, and her parents had to allow the marriage when they found them the next day. And many tribes of the Rotorua region claim their descent from Hinamoa and Tutaneki. This song is a great opportunity to teach my students to sing in a foreign language. I really treasure that, and to learn about another culture, and especially one coming from my heritage. It can be sung in unison or in two-part harmony, and I like to have my students sing it in two-part harmony in much the same way as the Maori people would sing it. They love to harmonize, as you know. There's a translation and a pronunciation guide in the Octavo, and Maori is very like Italian in its pronunciation with pure vowel sounds, so it's very easy to produce tall blended vowels and lovely tone quality. This arrangement's in G major, which is an excellent key for young elementary school students. I have my students do some simple movement in the chorus, a hine a bit of step touch to the left, right, and they can sort of do it with, side on and then front on when the phrases change. And it really looks quite authentic, although I know it's not authentic. You can watch the Maori people and they're dancing and they do a step touch kind of like that. And it has a really good dynamic range, which I think is really important for kids to know how to sing very softly and warm and richly as well. So the excerpt we've got here is sung by Kuri Te Kanawa.
Not sure if that's the one I have, but I'll play what you sent me and we'll see.
Yeah. So I recommend this song for its lyricism, multiculturalism, singability, and its suitability as a final nostalgic song in your choir's concert.
Thanks, Susan. We will just keep going right along. Diana Clark.
Hi, everybody. I'm Diana Clark. I work with the Coastal Sound Children's Choirs, and I'm an elementary school music teacher. I would like to highlight the music of one of my favorite composers, Laura Hawley, who is Canadian, and she grew up singing and accompanying in the Cantiamo children's choirs, which are directed by her mom. And I noticed that Jackie Hawley, her mother, is here on this workshop, which I was not expecting, and I just think that's so awesome. So shout out to you, Jackie. Your daughter is a brilliant composer. Laura really understands the needs of young voices, and she understands what they need from a musical point of view, from a lyrical and a harmonic point of view, a vocal health point of view, as well as the kind of texts that young people want to sing. They're young people, as you know, are deep thinkers. And these two pieces, The Sun Is Mine and Earth Voices, really allow singers to dig in. Both of these pieces would work together as a set. They would also work together with some of the other pieces that have been highlighted tonight. Both were written as Laura was cross-country skiing in the woods of Ottawa's Greenbelt. Laura loves getting out into nature, and you can really hear that love that she has for nature in this music. In fact, in The Sun Is Mine here, you can hear and feel Laura taking off on her skis, the way the piece moves along. Now, it says it's for two-part chorus. Mostly it's unison, and when it goes into two parts, there's a descant at the very end for a little group of singers, and the two parts is actually echo singing. I'd like to highlight a couple little things before we play it. You see this rhythm here? And you'll notice we're in 6/8. Many singers tend to want to make this 16th note pickup an 8th note. It should be, the sun is mine and the trees are mine, the light breeze is mine, the sun is mine, da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da. So just watch that if you tackle this piece, that you don't turn that into an 8th note, because it really needs that lift. You know, Laura's taken off on her skis. And there's 4 bars 38 to 42. When Laura worked with our choirs on this piece before COVID times, in fact, we sang this song the very last concert before COVID shut us all down. There's 4 bars in here where the last words are, when my last song is gone. When my last song is gone. And then Laura says, don't sing these oohs that are written here. Oops, sorry, I've X'd them out. Don't sing the oohs. When my last song is gone, have 4 bars of silence. So Willie is Willie on the here, Willie's Wozdesky. It's his publishing company, Rhythmic Trident. So Willie, I hope you don't mind me suggesting to people that they leave out those 4 bars. The composer really likes it that way. When my last song is gone, silence for 4 bars. And then quietly, I want these same trees to be singing on. Do we want to play that one, Nina, first? A little bit? Okay. Yeah, you can really hear how it's just so singable, just so fun. That recording is a little bit on the slow side. When we worked with Laura, she really likes to she's a fast skier, so it should go a little bit quicker than that, so it can really take flight. The other piece is Earth Voices. Laura says that she hears colors when she's listening to music and when she's thinking about harmonies, and she really explores color in this piece, Earth Voices. It is full, just chock full of word painting and lots of opportunities for teachable moments here because of all the word painting. And there's and there's a section later on when there's a bunch of ahs. And Laura says it should just absolutely open up joyfully, and that if singers aren't smiling and singing super joyfully at that part, they've missed the whole point. So let's check that out. Earth Voices.
The spring wind whistles.
Okay, you get the idea there. Just a fantastic song, and there's just such rich poetry with this piece as well. I really encourage you all to check out Laura's catalog. She's got a great website full of examples of her music, lauraholly.ca, and that will be also on the document that's coming around to everybody. Thanks.
Thanks so much, Diana. So next, we're going to have co-presenters with Marnie and Arlene, who both work with the same choir.
Yes. Hi, everybody. I work with Arlene Overman with Sing Victoria. And just as Diana got a surprise, I got a surprise too to see the woman who got me involved in children's choirs, which is Connie. So hello, Connie, Connie Fossmore. And that is where I met Arlene with Sing Victoria. So this piece that I picked for today is called Who Can Sail? And this is one of those pieces that I think this is probably the third or fourth time that I've gone back to it in terms of generations. I've also, I'll read you the lyrics very quickly. It's who can sail without wind? Who can row without oars? Who can say goodbye to a friend without crying? I can sail without wind. I can row without oars, but I cannot say goodbye to a friend without crying. And so for the first time bringing this piece back, I'm actually now just working with a group, very small group of singers who are strong enough singers, even though their ages range from 6 to, and you might have to correct me here, Arlene, I believe 12 is the eldest. And we're doing it a cappella. So I actually put in the link that this a cappella, and it's not. It's 2-part with descant and piano accompaniment, but the piano is very, very simple. So I've done it with piano and without. And the piano is simple, really just keep them on track. It's an E minor, melodic minor actually. And I think what I like about this piece is what you are going to hear is a rather condensed version of it, this arrangement, but there are many arrangements. So I have played with this one a little bit in the sense that what I like to do is have the first line of the melody sung as a solo, and it almost grounds everybody to go, right, this is the piece we're doing. And then off they go. What I also like about it is I get a kick out of the fact that it's a Finnish folk song with a Swedish sung with a Swedish verse in it, and then an English song. So I'm just getting to the point that maybe this summer I will teach it to some teenagers as teach them Finnish folk song. I will teach them the Swedish because it's not too bad at all. Actually, it's quite phonetic. So what else do I want to tell you about? Oh, and I think the biggest thing too about this piece is the fact that it's piano. It's very melancholy, as you can hear from the text, but there's a hope to it. It goes from piano to mezzo piano, and that's it. The descants, I'm purposely taking one child who's about 6, but has that real sort of musical theater sound, because I know that she listens to the radio a lot, and purposely put her up on the descant so that she will learn to just float up high on this descant. And I'm not sure if I have anything else to say about that. Can always talk to people. Oh, there's a fantastic chromatic line that you don't always expect in a descant. That's in the descant here. So what I've lined you up with is it's strophic, so it's 3 verses. The first verse is in Swedish. We're going to go from there to the end, and you will hear the first part where it's all the 2 parts and the descant, and then it will go back to Swedish and then end. And I think the only other thing I was going to say about what was poignant to me about bringing it back this time is, of course, COVID, and that just as Diana said, kids are deep thinkers. Let's address this, that everyone's feeling isolated and lonely, but here's, address it, and the music makes you feel better. And I also came across this the other day, and I thought, okay, I showed the kids this. That friendship, I hope it's not backwards for you. Friendship in its many forms is one of life's richest treasures. Here we go.
We'll just give a little taste of it there, Marnie, so we can keep going.
Okay, thank you, everybody. I'll pass it over to Arlene.
Hi, I'm Arlene Overman, and Marnie and I work together with 3 different
Will it keep going?
groups. And I chose a song tonight to tell you about that's just quite a lot different than what Marnie did. In particular, because this fall we were rehearsing outdoors, and we had some lovely music to share, but I knew we needed something that would get the kids moving and warm. And I'm most often reticent to pick Disney and any popular tunes, but we have this lovely arrangement of the Bare Necessities that has clapping that I knew they would love, and it sits in a great range for the kids. It's SA, only for a little tiny bit in the bridge section or in the B section. Mostly it's unison, and it gets them singing in their head voice, and the clapping is just darling if you can get it. So I think we're gonna watch a YouTube video. That's what I sent, and it's really short. And the clapping, you'll just have to watch what this conductor did with this huge group of grade 6 singers. I don't know how many voices are up there, but they clap literally like this the whole time. We did not do that because we were looking for things to get moving, and I have seen many arrangements of this with lots of gestures. We just did the clapping, and you'll see the video is just darling how she got them so unified like this. But if you want activity and movement, let me tell you, we were clapping like this, and they all got it all together. So we were really proud of them, and we kept warm, which is what we had to do during COVID because we were rehearsing in my backyard. So here is the Bare Necessities.
Thank you, Arlene. It was one of my favorite songs growing up. It's one of the first movies I saw in a movie theater. And we are going to finish today with Cassie Luftspring, who I believe is here. I know she had to come in late.
Hi everyone. Oh, great. All right, I'm Cassie. I'm the Director of Choral Studies at Vancouver Academy of Music and Assistant Director of the BC Girls Choir with Fiona Blackburn. Hi, Fiona. So, have you ever said to yourself, I wish I had more repertoire with body percussion? Well, have I got the piece for you. This is Canto de Pilon. It's a traditional Venezuelan tune and words arranged by Christian Graces, who is a Venezuelan composer, conductor, and professor at the University of Southern California. It's for a 2-part treble, and it's a cappella, but accessible for younger singers, which I find is more rare to have something without piano for younger voices that feels and sounds rewarding for the singers and the audience. So this tune is a type of working song. In Venezuela, there are at least two well-known forms of working songs. There are milking songs from the plains and working songs from the coast, and this is one of the latter. So according to the arranger, along the coast, Folks use big mortars carved out of tree trunks to grind grain like corn or wheat or coffee, which is a tradition that came from African tribes. And to coordinate the strokes of the grinding, they sing a tune like this one. And so the text is about grinding corn, and there are these eurythmic parts written right in the score that are meant to symbolize the action of people working. So this could be a very timely choice because for some of us, depending on your location, if we are soon able to rehearse in person outside, depending on the numbers, this could be a great choice for when you don't have a piano available, if you're outdoors. So this is a really fun piece. It has the challenge of singing in Spanish, and there are lots of rhythms to work on through singing, speaking, and through body movement. And the melody is simple and forms a canon, which is always a fantastic teaching tool. So here is a little snippet of a YouTube clip, and this is sung by the Alberta Children's Choir. And if we could listen from like 5 seconds in until around 45 seconds or less. Short and sweet. And I sent Nina a link to just a view only score, so you can check out the, oh, it's coming up. Great, here it is. Yeah, so there's an outline of all the eurythmics. And of course you can make your own changes. It says right in the score, feel free to choose, modify, or add motions depending on what suits you. Yeah, that's great. It's looking, oh, it's gone. Great, perfect. Yeah, and so that link is just available online for you to find. So the next piece I want to talk about is Tres Canciones de los Elementos, pardon me, by well-known composer, children's choir composer Victor Johnson. Also in Spanish, I've gone with a Spanish language theme this evening. It's for a 2-part treble choir with piano accompaniment. It's also available in 3-part mixed. It's a set of 3 short movements, each with really short poems. So it's an accessible amount of text, not overwhelming for young singers. It's just 2 or 3 short lines per movement. The first one is about wind, the second is about rain, and the third is about fire. It has a nice moderate vocal range. There is a high F moment right at the end of the piece for drama, and the lowest note is a middle C, but most of it sits in that middle register, so it's comfortable. When starting to teach this piece after a first listen, I like to ask the singers what they hear in terms of how the music of each movement reflects the element it features. So the long legato lines and the sweeping piano accompaniment in wind, or the quick tempo and the accents in fire, that sort of thing. And I see if they can hear, there are little echoes of rain, rain, go away in the rain movement, a little bit of so, mi, la, so, mi. So I see if they can pick that out. And a great thing about this set is that there are different things to teach and focus on in each movement. So they're all in different time signatures. In wind, you can work on tone and building breath support on long phrases. Kids love the energy of fire, and it's full of surprising rhythmic things like mixed meter. And all 3 of them are full of dynamic and stylistic contrasts. So there's lots in here to teach in terms of musicianship and score reading skills. I like that it's 3 movements, but they're each very short because in addition to packing a lot of learning into a very reasonable amount of music, finishing a complete set of something can often give kids a real sense of accomplishment. And again, they are fun. Fire has a really exciting finish, so it's great to put at the end of a section in a concert with your younger ensemble. So here is a little piece of that, performed by Junior Godwana. And if we could play starting from around 20 seconds in, and then we'll skip a little bit to hear little bits of 2 of the movements.
Yeah, just give me 2 secs to cue that up. Go to 20 seconds. Okay. Oh no, I pressed the wrong button for myself. Sorry, folks. There's always got to be one moment of technical difficulty. There we go.
We can keep going. So this is the end of the first movement, and it's going to skip to the beginning of the second. I don't think the clapping is in the score. I think they added that just for fun. But otherwise, there you go. And there's a score that if you wanted to throw the score up on the screen just for 10 seconds, then that's it. Yeah, so those are the poems. If you just scroll down for a moment. Yeah, you can see they're just 2 or 3 lines, really short. Here's the first one. Second. There's the rain, la lluvia, and there's a la 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 la.
Yeah. That's cool.
The last group I did this with really love this third movement.
Fantastic. Great. Thanks, Cassie.
Thank you.
Thank you to all our presenters. That was really great. There was some fantastic music in there. So thank you so much to everybody, and thank you to our presenters. We've got a couple minutes if anybody has any burning questions. As we said, we'll send you that link with the repertoire, and I'll send you a link to a playlist. It's a little tricky to pull a complete playlist together because things kind of come from bits and pieces, and there's some strange YouTube rules around putting material for children into a playlist that it doesn't let you do it. It's very odd, but such is life. So thank you for all for joining us. And if anyone has a question and they want to shout out, you can do that. And if not, we can just, yeah, as Willie just did, we can give our presenters a big round of applause.
Thank you.
And Nina,
Thank
thank
you.
you.
Thanks, Nina.